Hi, guys, and welcome to Watch It Wednesday, Finish It Friday, episode 33. So, we are at Finish It Friday right now. So, let's go ahead and we're going to use the Love for You set. Now, if you're watching this on Friday, you only have a couple more days to get this while it's still bundled. It is going into the new annual catalog that I don't believe here, and I have to look at this off camera because I can't show you anything but the cover. But I need to look really quick to see because I don't think it carried over as a bundle. Let's see. It did not. It did not. So when this catalog goes live on the 2nd, this set will be available. Both the stamps and the dies will be available, but no longer at 10% off. So if you want to get it at 10% off, get it before the 2nd, May 1st. You have to get it by. Okay, so anyway, so let's go ahead and let me grab out some Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, and Daffodil Delight as my colors, but I'm also maybe throwing in some of the new Lemon Lolly. I know it's very hard to see. I should turn my lights on. Let me see if that's going to make a difference. If I turn my overhead lights on. Oh, gives it a glare. Let's see if that's any better. Yeah, really not. All right, that's Lemon Lolly. So we might use that. Okay. So let's go ahead. Let's take our white pieces and we're going to stamp on them. So let's go ahead. Let me get the big one for my so much. Now, I don't know about you, but I like having the much somewhat straight across. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do that in the Melon Mambo. Oh, I should go over the pieces. So we had our base card, which was 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have 2 pieces of colored cardstock. They're 3.5 by 2.5. We have 2 pieces of basic white, berry vanilla, or a lighter cardstock that are 3 1/4. Sorry. And I should have my piercing mat underneath here. This is a photopolymer. You should always have your piercing mat under there, but hopefully it's okay. All right, not the greatest, but we'll make it do. All right, so these were 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. We have your 4 by 3, and then we have this, which is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right, you know what? Let me grab my piercing mat and maybe my Melon Mambo pad. I don't usually buy re-inkers. I have so many re-inkers from back in the day. I usually don't because almost now it seems like by the time you buy a re-inker, unless you're going to do a lot of re-inking type techniques, it's almost worth it to get a fresh new pad. That's just me. Do whatever you want to do, but that's just how I roll. All right, so now I have the piercing mat underneath there. Let's see if that makes it a little bit better. It may not, because if I remember right, this stamp always had kind of a, not a solid look to it. Oh, so much better. I do think I need to re-ink or get a new Melon Mambo. Okay, and then we have all these fun little, so much love. Do I want to do the For You under there? Or I want to do it on the inside? I'm going to maybe, I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to just mount it so just the 4 is on that block. And I'll do the U on the inside. Let's see if that works out okay. I'm also going to kind of go like this. Not sure if this is going to work right. I probably should have practiced this before I went live. Oh, that one might need inking too. It also may be because I went to the edge and not the outside. But let's go ahead and let's just ruin everything. All right, we're not ruining anything. Let's just go ahead. You also could put your clear desk tape, your Scotch tape or whatever. You could also put that over the forepart and then stamp it. Yeah, because that's really bad. All right. We'll figure it out later. Okay, let's work on the front of the card. I usually don't do the insides of the card. All right, but yes, my Granny Apple Green probably needs to be re-inked. And that is one that I do have the re-inker for. Oh, that's Parakeet Party. I'll find it because I like doing those re-inker marble techniques with it. All right, so let's go ahead. So we have so much love. I'm going to grab a blending brush. Let me find my pink one. I'm going to put a little bit of color around there. Just don't like the way that is. And I probably will end up outside this video going over that with the letters because you have the 4U and all that in your dies. So we have the 4U on the dies. So I might end up going over that. We'll see. There. Get a little bit of color on there like that. All right. Let me put this off to the side. Put these back here. Still have to clean them though, so. All right. So let's get some of those flowers. So we have that. Grab another one from over here. I'm going to do these for the 2 panels. And let's see. I think it goes just like that. So let me go ahead and do, I want to see if I go to the middle of this green. Is that Granny Apple Green just really dry, or is it just me? Now it's pretty good. So let me get that. All right. And now let's go ahead. I want to make sure this is really clean. So I'm going to go into my Daffodil Delight, and I don't want, so I rarely ever go straight back on the stamp with full strength cleaner, because this is what happens. See how when it gets on the block, then it doesn't want to stick very good. All right. So I am assuming, let me wipe that off on my clothes. I am assuming that that's pretty clean. All right. So let me go over here to my Daffodil Delight. And line it up. So pretty. Which one is that? Because I really twisted that one around. All right. And on this one, we're just going to do, let's see, you know what? I'm going to use the little dot spray from Color and Contour. And you're going to see on my other examples that I use the set mainly. So I'm going to use all three colors, I think, on this. I'm going to stamp off once just so it's a little bit lighter. All right. Get my pad. I do have new chamois. I might have to introduce a new chamois. This one is getting pretty well loved. But like cardstock, every chamois has two sides. All right, I'm going to go to the light one now instead of before I go to the grainy apple green. This one I'm doing at full strength because it's already a light color as is. Let's go to the granny apple green. Let me see. That's pretty light as is. All right. All right, so now let's go over to our bases. Let's put this all together. Let me grab one of my Stampin' Seals. Get that out of the way for now. Oh, maybe I should put centers in there. I'll wait and see how it looks. Maybe I'll add rhinestones there. Okay, so now with these pieces, you can decide if you want your card to be landscape or portrait. So if you go landscape, you're going to go kind of like this. You're going to line it up so there's that edge there. Then you're going to go halfway through. See how you have the room here for your embellishments? Or you can always go this way and go like that. I don't like that way as much because I feel like I don't like the way the green is there, but I do like how this has smaller area there. So you can kind of decide. I mean, you could also maybe I'll go like that. And I have room there for, all right, I'm going to do it like that. So I'm leaving a very thin border. And then you can go, see, you can go off center like that if you want to, but I think I'm going to go just like that. Where I have just a little bit on each side of that green. And then let's go ahead and grab out of my embellishment drawer, sorry. I have it really full. I'm going to grab the, yes, and I did find my take your pick tool from last weekend. I'm going to add the flat back adhesive pearls because I really, really love these.
2 there because I love odd numbers when I'm talking about embellishments. All right, let me put that back in the drawer. All right, so there you are. Now, before I show you the examples, I want to show you a quick cutting technique for these pieces here. All right, so if you have your 8.5 by 11 cardstock, if you make the first cut at 2.5, this is on the 8.5 inch side, make your first cut at 2.5, make your second cut at 2.5, you are left now with 3.5. So then you're going to go down and cut these at 2.5. You're going to have very little waste this way. All right, so you have that little piece, which would be good for, so here we have 2 sets so far, and now we have these. So these, we're going to cut, since they started at 2.5, we're going to cut these at 3.5. So then you have another set of 2, another set of 2, and another set of 2. So within a second, you have 5 sets of 3.5 by 2.5 ready to go. Sorry. And then you would take your white or your lighter cardstock, and you would pretty much do the same. You're going to have a little bit of a bigger gap, though, or strip left. So then you're going to go 2 1/4, by 2 1/4, by 3 1/4. See, and now you're going to have a bigger strip left, good for words. And then on this, you're going to go 2 1/4. Now this one then just it's a little bit smaller than the 2 1/4, but it also is good for words. So, and then here's your strips that were 2 1/4. Get them lined up. And now let's do 3 1/4 there. All right, so here you have, again, here are all your layers. So now you have 5 sets of layers ready to go to create for your cards. So you made those layers really quickly. You're ready to go for 5 different layers. And then, of course, your 4 by 3 is just your regular sheet of 12 by 12. You know, I cut down to my 4 by 12 strips. So you can get, 4 of those out of a strip. Let me show you what I mean. Let me grab my Granny Apple Green. So here's my Granny Apple Green. That's 4 by 12. So then, again, quickly, you're just going to cut these down into 3s. Now this, of course, unfortunately, will only give you 4. So you'll have to cut out another strip. But here you go. Within seconds, you're ready to do 4 different cards. At least. All right, just want to give you that quick cutting thing because we used to make this size used to be, when we first started going to convention way back in the day, were called artistic trading cards, or ATC cards. So this was the size you used to trade. So that's how I knew you could get, 10 pieces out of
one sheet of cardstock because you can make a lot of trading cards that way. And then they just, like I said, layer on really easily like that. Okay, let me show you my other examples. And I'm going to show you this quickly too. These. So here we used both sets. But if you wanted to cut just one, you could. Because then you would just cut that in half and use it like this for your triangles. All right. So what I did there, and let me, don't tape it down, but I lay it down like this. Take your cutter. We don't have it taped down. We have it lined up. So take your cutter and put it in there so it's in the channel. So then when you separate them, you'll just move it down a little. And there's your layers. See that? And that's how I did that. So there you're only using one square. And I did it backwards, but you can see how it is. All right, so that's only using one of the squares. So that was that card. This card, I used designer series paper. And it looks like I have a whole layer underneath there, but what I did here was, now this one you can actually put the adhesive down. So what I'm going to do is go like that. And then I'm just going to cut it in half. So I'm going to cut this at 1 1/4. And then you can see these pieces, if you butt them right up to that, it's going to go straight to the edge. What I did here was I cut just another little smidgen down. And now you have it so it looks like you have a continuous layer under there, and you don't. So you're saving the cardstock. You're also having less weight on your card. All right, guys, that's it. Let me move this up a little bit more. Sorry, you don't see all of those little fun triangles. All right, there you are, guys. Thanks a lot for stopping in. Have a great Friday, and I hope to see you later this weekend on my videos. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, share me with your friends, and send me a comment. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great day.